Hey, welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that controls almost everything in our lives, our internal clock. We're going to break down how just a few simple tweaks to your day can totally reset your energy, your focus, and yeah, your sleep.
So, does this sound familiar? You've had a monster of a day. You are absolutely wiped out. You climb into bed, and your brain just refuses to switch off. You're exhausted, but you're also weirdly wired. It is so frustrating, right? Well, it turns out that's a classic sign of a very specific problem.
See, the issue usually isn't that you're too stressed or you lack willpower. It's actually way simpler than that. Your body's internal clock is just, well, it's out of sync with your life. It might be thinking it's 8 p.m. when the clock on the wall says it's 11. But the good news? You can totally reset it. The best way to think about this feeling is like a kind of internal jet lag. I mean, you haven't flown anywhere, but your body feels like it's living in a completely different time zone than the world around you.
Okay, so here's the science bit, and it's super important. Deep inside your brain, there's this tiny little region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Yeah, let's just call it the SCN. This is your body's master clock, and when its 24-hour cycle doesn't line up with your actual daily schedule, everything from your energy to your mood just gets thrown way off.
And, it turns out we're all a bit different. We each have a natural tendency, or what's called a chronotype. About 40% of us are natural early birds, about 30% are night owls, and the rest of us are somewhere in the middle. Figuring out which one you are is the very first step to working with your biology instead of constantly fighting against it.
All right, let's get into the fix. We're going to start with the most important part of the entire reset, the morning anchor. This is like the master switch that sets the rhythm for your whole day. Seriously, if you just get this one thing right, you are already halfway there. Okay, if you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Getting bright light in your eyes shortly after you wake up is, without a doubt, the most powerful signal you can send to your brain to say, hey, the day has started. It immediately tells your body to stop producing the sleep hormone melatonin, and it kickstarts that internal clock right on time. So how do you do it? It's ridiculously simple. First, try to wake up at a consistent time. Yeah, even on weekends. Sorry. Second, as soon as you can, get outside for just 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. If it's still dark out or the weather's just awful, a 10,000 lux light therapy lamp is going to be your best friend. And this chart right here shows you exactly why stepping outside is so powerful. I mean, just look at these numbers. Direct sunlight can give you anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 lux. Your standard office lighting, you're lucky if it's 500. There is just no comparison when it comes to sending that massive wake-up signal to your brain. Okay, so you've set your morning anchor. You started the day strong. Now the next step is to reinforce that signal throughout the day to keep that rhythm nice and steady. These 4 habits are basically your daytime support system. Eating breakfast pretty soon after waking up tells all your body's metabolic clocks to get going. A quick walk outside at lunch gives you a nice booster shot of daylight. A little exercise in the late afternoon is great for building up sleep pressure for the evening. And then there's the big one for a lot of us, caffeine. Now check this out. Caffeine has what's called a half-life of about 6 hours. So what does that actually mean? It means if you drink a coffee at 2 in the afternoon, half of that caffeine is still floating around in your system at 8 p.m. And a quarter of it is still active at 2 in the morning, which can really mess with your deep sleep, even if you don't think you feel it. Setting a caffeine curfew for yourself, say around 2 p.m., is an absolute game changer.
So, you've done all this fantastic work during the day. The final piece of the puzzle is protecting that progress by really mastering your evening wind down. This is where you prepare your body and your brain for deep, restorative sleep.
A simple little countdown makes this super easy. So about 3 hours before bed, try to finish up any big meals and start dimming the lights in your house. Then, about 90 minutes before bed, it is time for the technology curfew. That blue light from our screens is especially good at tricking your brain into thinking it's still daytime. And then, when it's finally bedtime, your environment is absolutely key. And one of the biggest factors in that environment is temperature. The ideal target for your bedroom is a nice cool 65 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 18 degrees Celsius. So why does that specific number matter so much? Well, your body's core temperature actually has to drop to initiate sleep. It's a natural trigger. By keeping your room cool, you're just helping that process along, making it way easier to fall asleep and, just as important, to stay asleep. Now, if you're someone who has trouble shutting down your mind at night, you have to try this.
It's a simple but incredibly powerful tool called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. It's so easy. You just exhale completely through your mouth, then breathe in quietly through your nose for a count of 4, hold that breath for 7, and then exhale slowly and completely through your mouth for a count of 8. Just doing that 4 times can activate your body's relaxation response and really calm down a racing mind.
Okay, I know. We've covered a lot. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, don't be. Let's just boil all of this down to the 3 absolute non-negotiable habits that are going to give you like 80% of the benefits. Here it is. This is your minimum viable routine. Number 1, a consistent wake time. Number 2, get that morning light. And number 3, manage your evening light by dimming everything down a couple of hours before you want to go to sleep. Honestly, if you only do these 3 things, you are going to feel a massive difference.
And just remember, the goal here is not to be perfect every single day. That's impossible. Life happens. The real key is consistency. Small, consistent actions build on each other, and they create this powerful, positive spiral of better energy and deeper sleep. So, I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. After everything we've talked about, what is the one small change you're going to commit to making tomorrow morning to start resetting your internal clock? Thanks for tuning in.